Today, we are gathered to celebrate the graduation of Class 19-007. For the past 3 weeks, these NCOs have learned leadership, counseling, coaching, and mentoring, Army writing, critical thinking and problem solving to prepare them as leaders for the respective recruiting and retention battalions. At this time, it is with great pleasure to introduce the Sergeant Major for the California National Guard, Command Sergeant Scott Witt. Command Sergeant Major Scott Witt enlisted in the United States Army on 28 December 1987, where he served as Petroleum Specialist with the 2nd 32nd Armored Battalion in Kirchkowitz, Germany. In 1990, he transferred to the 4th 32nd Armor and deployed to Saudi Arabia in support of the Operation Desert Shield Storm. In 1991, Command Sergeant Major Witt joined the California Army National Guard and was assigned to Camp Roberts Installation Support Unit. Command Sergeant Major Witt held several assignments while at the Installation Support Unit, to include Petroleum Specialist, Warehouse Non-Commissioned Officer in Charge, Truck Master, and Logistical Operations Sergeant. In 2003, he assumed duties as First Sergeant of the Maneuver Training Center and served there until 2007. In 2007, he deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom as Senior Truck Master for the 1113th Transportation Company. Upon return from deployment, he was assigned to Camp San Luis Obispo as a Senior Operations Sergeant. In 2010, Command Sergeant Major Witt was reassigned to the 224th Sustainment Brigade and again deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. In 2012, he was assigned as First Sergeant of the 1114th Transportation Company, where he served until selected for the Command Sergeant Major program. He has served as Command Sergeant Major for the 749th Combat Service Support Battalion, the 340th Brigade Support Battalion, and the 115th Regional Support Group, before being selected for his current assignment as the California Army National Guard Command Sergeant Major, which he assumed duties on 18 January 2019. Command Sergeant Major Witt is a graduate of the United States Army Command Sergeant Major Academy. Command Sergeant Major Witt's awards include the Meritorious Service Medal, Army Commendation Medal, Army Achievement Medal, Army Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Southwest Asia Service Medal, Iraq Campaign Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Armed Forces Reserve Medal with M device, Army Service Ribbon, Overseas Service Ribbon, Kuwait Liberation Medal Saudi Arabia, Kuwait Liberation Medal Kuwait, California Commendation Medal, California Service Medal, Valorous Unit Award, Meritorious Unit Citation, Combat Action Badge, Driver's Badge, and Ancient Order of St. Christopher. Please welcome.
I'm not as long as you, so I'm going to keep this very short. I do want to start out by saying thank you to the staff, thank you to you all as the students for inviting me and letting me come part of this prestigious event. It's an honor to be here and see you go through this graduation ceremony. I know you guys have had a rough couple of 3 weeks going through the training, but I can guarantee it was all worth it as you move on with your career and you move to that next step. So I will say that what you do for our organization is quite impactful. You guys are the front line, the face of our organization when it comes to meeting those new applicants and bringing them in. And I'll tell you a couple of stories. You know, I believe our organization is the greatest organization that there is out there. And the reason being is because you can come into this organization and you can do anything you set your mind to. My boss that I work with, 2-star general, came into the Army as a private E1, went to E6, got his college commission, and made it to 2-star general. Another gentleman I worked with in the maintenance community came into the Army as a private E1, went to E6, got some college, moved over to the Warrant Officer, actually commissioned, went over to the officer corps, then changed his mind and went back to the Warrant Officer corps, and he's now a CW5. So I mean, and I tell you these stories, but these are people that have gone through folks like you that got recruited into our organization. They're just simple people out the street, folks that you meet every day when you're trying to recruit for our organization. So as you're talking to those young kids and you're bringing them in, think back on your careers, what you've been through, what you've done, what brought you to where you are today, and think about other folks that are in your peers, those that have gone a little bit farther than you already. Think about what this organization offers as you're talking to those new recruits. There's a lot we have to offer, and so a young recruit, young applicant coming into our organization, starting out, that has absolutely no idea where they can go. These are the kind of things that you can share with them, that you can let them know this is what we offer. And as I said, it's the greatest organization on the face of the earth. So one of the things that I want you to take away from this as you move on is keep in mind you've now accomplished something spectacular. As you graduate your senior leader course, you move into that next phase, which for you is going to be a senior non-commissioned officer. This is a big change. It's a new level of prestige in our NCO Corps. But you guys are the ones that are training now. You're spending your time and effort making sure our junior NCOs understand the fundamentals of what they need to do in training soldiers. So in the recruiting world, I'm sure that still applies as you're spending time with junior recruiters and their applicants. You're trying to make sure that functionality takes place and that training takes place. As you move on from this, the next step you're going to find you're going to have currently SSD4, but it's going to be DLC4 soon. But you're going to find that's your next step, and the challenges start getting harder, but it's for a reason. So it'll move you on, it'll prepare you for NLC. Our system for education in the NCO Corps has been changing drastically over the last several years for a reason. It's to help better prepare you as you move on and become those senior leaders in our organization. So take all that, take it in, strive for it, understand it, it's for a good reason, and apply it back. Make sure that you're constantly looking at as you're going through your careers, what you're doing, that you're understanding why, and you're applying it back to that application process and that recruit. And just keep doing what you're doing, bring them in, challenge them. Make sure they understand the greatest organization in the world, and it's for a good thing. And I think again, I appreciate you guys allowing me to come spend time with you and share some insight with you, and I hope that you walk away